time, so.
But all right.
Which is pretty big feat.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a fun year.
You know, I was rated #1 in the world and extended for a little bit, but no one has ever argued I was the best player in the world.
All right, so we got a game starting up.
Gitaxian Probe gives up all the ghosts. What you got, Matt Norton?
Well, we got 2 Think Twice, an Entreat, an Oblivion Ring, a Mana League, and 2 lands. Man, this deck looks so bad on paper. Like, you flip over your hand, I'm like, what does this deck do?
Well, hopefully it thinks into Terminus or Temporal Mastery. Or
if you're running good, like those 10% of those games are just the most frustrating games.
Brutal.
Yeah. It's like turn 3, it's like, okay, I'll wrath you. And all right, so we go
Fishy Ponder.
Yep, Probe into Ponder. The only Ponder you can play. Anyone with the 3 worlds in the hand, just no.
I like the moon. 3 worlds is the way to go.
No.
You don't like the textless? Because I know
No.
Adam is textless all the way.
No, I'm Lorwyn.
So you're with Patrick Sullivan then?
Yep, and Stronghold Mana Leaks.
Seachrome Coast.
Alright, so let's see if Joe has some pressure now. Maybe a Delver of
And
Secrets.
a Glacial Fortress from Joe Bernal. Joe Bernal was a guy that I believe got 9th place at Star City Games Boston playing red aggro splashing Wolfrun. It was a long time ago.
I definitely have been in the booth a couple times while Joe plays, and I see him at a lot of tournaments. Thought Scour. He's going to get rid of one of those ponders. Doesn't want that Sword of Feast and Famine.
Okay. Now, Joe is running Faith's Shield. We saw this used to good effect by Anthony Egan earlier today.
Does he have the Geist?
Looking for a 3 mana play here. Geist would be the best one.
I mean, Snapcaster Ponder won't be bad. Trying to find swords is really important for Joe. It's the one permanent that sticks around.
And he says go.
Ugh, that's real bad for Joe.
It's funny that Matt checked for a Miracle there.
Yeah.
He's all tapped out.
I almost ended up like doing that all the time, like just changing the way I play Magic, but I hate it. So I just have to go back.
I know that there's stops on Magic Online now that you can set into special things. I have not done it yet. I just worry about my clock.
Yeah, I'll just let my opponent know when I Miracle.
And turn 3, he says go. This is great for Matt. Now he's got Mana Leak.
Oh, Joe's going to Snapcaster into Thought Scour.
I would not mind Mana Leaking that.
Yeah, I don't think Mana Leak is a bad play right here. Also, if I was on Joe's end, I think I would have just Pondered. I think Ponder's a little bit with Thought Scour. Maybe not, like he might have a sword in hand, and that makes his Moorland Hunt better to Thought Scour. But that's the only time I'd rather Thought Scour than Probe. And a Ponder and some other card. It would be really relevant if we know if it's a creature or not.
Yeah, I can't see with the...
We'll find out real quick here. Jesse's going to be on that one.
And another land. 4th land.
All right,
in for 2.
Jinx. All right, so let's see if Matt flashes back his Think Twice.
Fresh Think.
Ooh. I don't.
White open for Terminus. I don't think it's worth it.
If he is a creature, just graveyard.
No.
Nope.
Another land and a Ponder. Moorland Hunt ripped to the yard.
Man, it's been a while since I commentated. I did not have that technology.
Right. 4th land for Matthew Norton. Now the reason I actually, and then there's an Angel at the end of the turn for Joe. This should eat. There you go.
Yeah.
The reason I don't like that Think Twice with mana open to maybe get the Terminus, I wouldn't bother Terminusing that Snapcaster.
No. I agree with you too. I don't think there's any point. I like how he staggers his graveyards, like the way that he builds it.
In for 2.
I'm gonna start doing that. You get to see every card, and that's cool. All right, there we go.
Here's the Geist, another Mana Leak, and he's got 2 mana open, so he could leak back if Matt has it.
He's got the Terminus on top. And the Miracle!
Oh, no Miracle.
Yeah, I do want to Miracle on... I want to be here for the camera when some crazy Miracle happens. All right, so this is a tough spot for Matt. Like, the problem with this matchup is Delver is so flexible, while Matt's deck is so restrictive in what your decision-making process is.
Leak or no? There's the leak. That means there's going to be at least 8 coming next turn, maybe more if a Sword joins the party.
If the Sword joins the party, I think it's game.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how free he is with his turn. Do we have the War and Peace? No, he would have not wasted this much time slamming it.
I mean, Joe is not a ponderous player.
No.
And
You would say the opposite of Go Dennis.
if it was Go, then I would expect that he had the sword,
Yeah.
and he was just trying to figure out exactly if it was the correct play or not.
Oh,
Oh my
Yeah.
God, is it Go? Go Dennis has taken over the
other
body of
thing
Joe
is,
Bernal.
I'm 100% sure he has a Snapcaster Mage in his hand. He just pretty
Fair.
much gave that up.
It's 2, 4, 6, 10 damage plus the hand.
Yeah, it's a ton. You definitely like.
And a gut
the
shot
gut
to
shot
win?
kill you. Is that lethal?
Na.
You took that well. So, funny story about Go Dennis. I see him Sunday night before we go out. We went out to a club and I
In
see him.
Minneapolis, yes.
No, this was in Amsterdam.
Oh,
right
in
after the
Amsterdam.
finals.
There we go.
Or not Amsterdam. Where were we? Barcelona.
There we go.
And he was getting to the airport.
Barcelona.
And I was just curious about. He made a play that I was a little curious about during his finals, and he's like, "Yeah, I just didn't see it. It was just a mistake." And I'm like, "Well, then what do you spend 3 minutes a turn thinking about if you didn't see that?"
Well, so Go Dennis got his start in Magic tournament play in Madison, or at least to a higher level of play. And so I've played against Go a million times, and I actually thought that Go Dennis was a nickname, and that his name was Dennis, and that people were like, "Go Dennis," and that it became a nickname.
I like it.
But no, his name is actually Go Dennis.
That's really good. That's really good.
I'm not joking. I was shocked when I found out.
Yeah.
From the sideboards, I think that we're going to see Batterskull come in for Matthew Norton.
No, that
you
card's
sure?
not good.
I like it. You
Against
can recover.
Delver?
Well, he's got 8 Wraths, right?
He's just got to keep wrathing.
Yeah, he's going to bring in, I would say, Negate. I know you don't like Negates to protect your Wraths, but I like Negates to protect Wraths. I like Timely to stay alive.
I know he's going to bring in the Divine Offering
Yes.
for sure. I think the Gideon Jura comes in.
I agree with that.
I'm not a big fan of the Karn's going to come out.
I think the Karn and at least one of the Tamayos should come out.
All the Tamio should
Yeah.
come out. Yeah.
Like-
Gideon will come in. He just needs ways to interact with swords. So I like Negate just because it can counter a sword.
The reason I like Batterskull, even though it can be Vapor Snagged, and even though Divine Offering can take care of it, is he's got so many cards that are kind of just not that great.
No,
that-
they're all fine, right? They all serve a purpose where Batterskull's attacking on an angle that he doesn't need to attack on.
I think I like the recovery, though. I mean, we agree that Karn and Tamayo should go away.
Yes.
So
And
that's 3
Gideon's-
cards that come back in. So 3 Timelies, pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
1 Divine Offering we've got to find some room for.
2 Negates.
Where are we finding room for them?
I think he can cut down probably on an Entreat. Like he just wants to take
Yeah.
complete control of the game. Mana leaks are pretty loose in this matchup. 'cause
I don't
he
like
can't
mana
control.
leaks. I do like Negates.
Yeah.
So that would be 4 leaks can go away for 2
I
Negates
don't
and
know.
1 Divine
You
Offering.
can't cut all the leaks.
Okay.
Because you still need some way to interact with his Geists. Timely might
And
not
he's
even
only
be good in
got
this
1 day
matchup.
of Judgment. I thought he had more days, but he's only got the 1 day.
No. Seems fine to me. I mean, he can't take out any of his Ponders or Think Twice because he needs to set up his turns. His Pristine Talismans ramp him into his spells, and that's important. I don't think you can cut Entreat the Angel, even though it's like the worst card. Like, he maybe can shave 1. And he can probably cut a Mana Leak or 2, but I wouldn't put him on bringing the Batterskull in.
Okay.
Most of the time, I'm kind of biased. I like do this and just assume what he's gonna do.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure he doesn't bring Batterskull in because it's slow. It's probably there for
It's
like
more for red
or
green.
Yeah. Would you play the Miracle deck?
No.
Not
No.
in a million years, right?
No. I'm playing blue white, and there's a lot of cards here I like, but I hate Think Twice. Period. I think
Yeah.
Think Twice is just terrible in Standard right now.
It used to be a good card
Yeah.
when every card you had was an instant and you
Yeah.
didn't have powerful creatures.
When Think Twice was good, it was when blue black was a force in the metagame.
Yep.
And then Think Twice was good because you're grinding. You're both grinding for cards, but right now, there's just not an opponent that Think Twice is good against. If you're going to go that direction, I think you should be running Forbidden Alchemy or Divination or
Amass the Components.
Amass the Components, any of those things. But
Amass was so good for me today.
Yeah.
I had 1 on my sideboard. It was just awesome.
yeah. I think the reason I want the Batterskull is that in a deck with Pristine Talisman, you can drop it on turn 4, and it can just, if they don't have the snag, you can just take over.
Well, they board Snake out, right?
Yeah, which is another reason why I like it.
Joe's going to definitely be bringing in... The way I boarded in this matchup is... Oh, wow, he's got 4 Dissipates.
That's nuts. It means that he can actually completely grasp.
This is over. Can
yeah.
we just get a different person on camera? There's no way this game is going in Matt's favor.
This is a classic example of strategic archetype mismatch.
Yeah.
The control deck versus a deck that can truly be an aggro control deck. It's rough as hell on the control deck.
Well, and it's also that the aggro control deck
They've got
has
angels.
more flexibility.
End of turn threats.
Yeah.
Like
the control deck actually has to play its spells right when it draws them. Doesn't get to do anything else with them.
there's no time. You can't hang out. Like
No.
a Geist does not let you take the time. Turn 1 ponder. How do you feel about the bowl of water island?
It is my favorite one. Besides,
It's a very polarizing island.
Besides Unhinged, I like. I have 30 of those and like 17 Unhinged, and I
Right,
play
right.
with the Unhinged, but on Moto I play with those.
I use Lightning Bolt Island. It's my favorite.
I use Bucket of Water.
I think it's interesting that a lot of players have very specific lands that are their favorite lands for each kind of
Well,
basic.
of course, why not? I mean,
Some people don't though. Like there are some players who just don't really care. Delver for Joe Bernal turn 1.
it's so beautiful. I love me a turn 1 Delver.
And he looks for a miracle that he can't cast.
It's conditioning.
I mean, even if I were in the land of bluffing, I wouldn't bluff things that don't exist.
I did bluff a couple times at the Pro Tour where I just draw my card really quickly and then I just look really frustrated at myself.
See, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. Did that a couple times. Everyone's like, he's got banishment. Nope. Did not have it.
Ponder.
Alright, so what's he gonna do? So what's the most exciting thing that's happened on camera so far
The
today?
most exciting thing that's happened on camera?
Besides me high-fiving my round 2 opponent.
Was that on camera? I think
Yeah.
we actually cut away just before that happened.
Oh, really?
Joe
Right when the match
Bernal
started?
draws. I'll have to think about the question. I'll come back to it.
right.
And a probe. What you got over there, Matthew Norton? I'm actually really curious there. Mastery.
Oh,
Terminus.
God.
Terminus.
And that's game,
land,
boys.
Land, mana leak.
This is gonna be Joe has to just be so happy.
The gates are down.
Oh.
Like, God, Temporal Mastery. Yikes. 7 mana ain't no joke.
Kinda is. This is standard.
And Fishy Ponder.
2 islands and something else.
I'm going to say that the Anthony Eason casting Faith Shield while at 5 life, casting Phantasmal Image to copy opponent's Snapcaster, to cast Faith Shield to get
To
both
pro
colors, to kill his opponent when he had no other way to win was the most exciting
That's
moment.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Did he set it all up too? Or did he
I
just,
don't
like,
know if he
randomly
set it up
random?
to go to 5 or not. I
Okay.
might have been set up. My camera did not have that mind reading part that Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle has in that one episode of the Chappelle Show. Okay, Delver comes in for 1.
And
The next
past
turn, I have a feeling it's going to be more. Is
No,
it a miracle?
He shuffled his. He shuffled.
Okay.
Well, Matt's gonna need multiple miracles, and he can't run into too many miracles because he needs to draw lands too.
Yes.
So he's kind of just like stuck.
Yeah, like what I would have loved to have seen there where I'm at Norton would be a pristine talisman. And he does have 4 of those talismans.
All right, so in comes Joe for 1 damages.
3rd mana from Joe Bernal.
Run something into a mana leak. At this point, I would just trade a Geist. Like, don't be cute. Like, in case
There's a Geist. So yeah, and
in
there
case
you
draw
go.
another one.
Matthew Norton only has so many mana leaks, so I mean, okay. Draw. Is it a miracle?
It is not.
Is it a land?
If it's not a land or a miracle, that's just what else is in his deck.
Ponder.
All right, let's go fishing for some lands. And
Okay.
Maybe a terminus.
So much needs to go right for Matt to pull this off right now.
Way more than I think is humanly
Yeah.
possible. This is just a really rough match. Plus, like, Joe having 4 dissipate? How did he find room for 4? I couldn't find room for 1.
I think What is he targeting with that? I mean, yes, it's good against a controlling deck, but I mean,
He must have really thought miracles are happening. Like the problem with Dissipate, it wasn't even that good against control before Counter Souls, and it was the best card against Huntmaster or Wolf Run decks. But now it's not even good against them anymore. Like I would just rather run more Sword of War and Pieces against control.
and we have another land, Glacial Fortress. Matthew Norton now a little over halfway to a Temporal Mastery.
And the big finish. Take an extra
Joe
turn.
does not show. In for 1. Land 1.
Matthew 17. And
Ponder?
Delver number 2.
Delver number 2.
Now the game's gonna be exciting. Now he was saving his flips for now.
Right. And I think we're gonna see a think twice from Matthew if he's lucky.
Come on, Terminus.
Thinkiness. Nope.
See, those are the brutal times. Think twice.
Oh!
Oh, it's a ban. He brought Banishing Stroke in?
That
His
costs a
one
lot of
and a
mana to
seven.
cast.
That's not the kind of card you
Well,
want.
I guess that means that you've used your draw phase up. Okay. And land. Gets a Ghost Quarter. And untap. Keep. Draw.
Flip. Yep.
Hey, Ponder. Look at that.
So the beats are going to come in a little bit bigger now.
Yeah. Joe reorganizes his land, getting ready to just tear up Matt, basically. Okay. Ponder.
If your opponent Banishing Strokes you in that position, is it hard to not chuckle a little? I mean, just like Banishing Stroke, really? That's all my opponents did to me like last weekend. They're like, "You're playing Merfolk You're ridiculous." And then 2 turns later, I attack him with a 5/5 Merfolk.
If my opponent played Merfolk Looter and they laughed, I would be laughing on the inside. Because, you know, but when my opponent casts Banishing Stroke against an aggressive deck, like Banishing Stroke, it's not going to cost 1 often enough.
No.
It's just not going to, I mean, and if it doesn't cost 1, then it's just way too expensive.
Actually, it'll cost 1 more often than not, right?
Here's the thing, though. You have to actually have that mana open. So if you're thinking, if you're like doing any of the end of turn stuff, like, I don't know, I just don't like it.
The thing about this Miracle deck is I haven't built it yet, but I don't like cards like Ponder in it. Because you have more like unnatural draws. I want all my cantrips to actually like miracle me, so I'm always miracling. Like I never want any chance to hit a miracle card without it being the miracle. If that makes sense. I think
It does. Well, I had 4 Ponder in my blue-white control deck running 4 Terminus, and at the end of the tournament, and I got like 23rd at that Star City Games, I took out the Ponders.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it was
it's not
like,
that good. All right, so Matt yet to miracle anything but a Banishing Stroke.
he can cast Terminus here straight
Which
up.
he has to slam it, right?
Just do it. Get the Mana Leak out of their hand. Find out that he has Dissipates in his deck. Dissipates. That has to feel just terrible.
Yeah, that your opponent has Dissipate too. Just like.
And what he's probably thinking, Matthew is probably thinking, well, there's his 1 Dissipate.
Yeah. At least he doesn't have his 5th land for a snap. Oh, he's got 2.
Oh, doctor. Matthew still has a Terminus in his hand, still has a Temporal Mastery, and then has whoever else he's picked
I'm thinking
up at this
Karn and Ulamog too. Like, let's just get more big spells in there.
Ulamog.
All right.
Okay.
You took 26 at the GP?
23rd.
At CG.
SCG.
How'd you do at the GP?
Drop really quick.
Oh.
Drop really quick. That's not exactly true. I dropped eventually. I dropped. Michael Jacob knocked me out in a feature match. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Ah, Mr. Jacob.
And actually, I think he knocked. Oh, we're gonna see a Temporal Mastery as an Explorer. 2 undefeated players
Wow.
here: Matthew Norton and Joe Bernal.
I did not know they were undefeated. That's impressive.
I mean, you don't like casting this right here, but I mean, you don't have much time to set stuff up.
I mean, you have to counter, right? Like, it
If
depends
I'm
on
Joe, I don't know if I counter that.
Yeah,
if
it
I have the
depends on
counter,
the
I don't think I
counters.
give a damn. Darn.
Depends what else is in your hand, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
this is the perfect time to have him completely tapped out and you have some pressure, but that was last turn too.
yeah. I mean, I think I only counter it if I have a threat I'm going to drop down as well. That works. That's
Yeah.
a perfectly good reason to counter it. Now at the Grand Prix, when I lost to MJ, I was pretty sure that it was because of a mistake I made in changing my deck between the Grand Prix and then.
Oh.
And yeah, so.
All right, so
In for
Matt,
5.
Yeah, Matt drops to 6 life. Perfect for 1 extra turn, except
Is that a Sphinx?
yeah, you 100% boarded in this matchup because they can't control their removal.
Yeah, and they tap out sometimes, and if
Yeah.
they do and you lay a Sphinx, even if they deal with it, you're still up.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Joe passes the turn back to Matt. Let's see a miracle. Come on, Terminus. Terminus, come on.
Oh, no. Come on, Matthew.
Come on.
Give us something good to eat.
I understand that you can't hit a miracle if it's not in your deck, but you have to at least draw some. Like, you can't play a miracle deck. We put you on camera and you don't show us some miracles.
Okay. Terminus.
Mana League.
With 3 mana up. Oh, is it 2 up? Oh, I thought you had 3 up. Okay.
All right, do we have the final
Not
1 damage? Nope.
Go to 1.
Got shot. For no reason. Nope.
Okay, miracle.
Now I can just tell by
Hallelujah. Okay, what you doing, Matt?
It's so suspenseful.
Gideon.
Big Daddy G.
Dissipate.
Number 2, and that's the game.
Oh, did you see Matthew's shape
Yeah.
there? He was not happy. He was
Well,
like,
he didn't do
"Oh."
anything. Yeah, it just kind of sucks.
Yeah, Joe fixes his hat.
Needs one more win to make top 8.